Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the commonly asked programming questions on streams. So Java is streams, as you know, it's one of the important concept, and definitely interviewers will ask at least one or two programming question on Java it streams to understand how comfortable you are with Java it streams. So let us try to understand one of the famous question. So I hope you can see this question. So the question, what it states is you have given a list of integers and you have to find out all the even numbers exist in the list using stream functions. So you can ignore this line for the time being. Just focus on this one. So we have a list called my list and it contains some integers. So what is the ask is, so we have to find out all the even numbers exist in this. So first thing what we have to do is we have to use stream to iterate over this, and next we have to find even numbers. Even numbers means numbers should be divisible by 2. So what we can do is we can apply a filter. So let's say we can say it's an element, and we have to apply mod on it if it is divisible by 2, which means it's an even number. So ask is to find out all the even numbers and we have to print it. So for printing, what we can do is we can use for each, and so there is one way we can print it like this. So just to avoid confusion, what we can do is we can say result. So we can say like this, system dot out dot print ln, and we are printing the result. So let's run this and see what it prints. So you can see it is printing the result 10, 8, 98 and 32. These are all the even numbers in the given list. So in the IntelliJ IDE, you can see this whole portion is highlighted with yellow. Do you know why? Because this whole lambda what we have written, this can be replaced with something called method reference. So you can hover on this, it will only suggest this can be replaced with method reference. So we can do this. So this is a cleaner or more easier way to write it. So we wrote one variation. So let's say the interviewer may ask one more variation. Next follow-up question interviewer may ask is, so print, instead of printing, count the even numbers. So this whole logic will remain same. You can take this much, and so instead of printing, you have to count it. So you can use a method called count, and the return type of the count is basically long. So take this, assign it, and you can print it. So you can just say count and you can run it. It will print 4 as the answer. So that's it. So we understood the second variation. So one more variation interviewer may ask. So instead of printing all the even numbers, just print two even numbers. So for that also, this whole, the first half logic will remain same. Instead of for each or instead of count, we have to go for a method called limit and specify two. We need two variables, or we need to print two even numbers. So if you see the return type of limit, it is stream. So this is one thing we should understand. In case of stream, it contains two types of operation. One is called intermediate operation, second is called terminal operation. So whatever you are seeing, for example this filter, this is an intermediate operation, and the last one whatever you are seeing, this for each or this count, these are all terminal operations. So a question may arise like how to identify an intermediate operation, how to identify a terminal operation. One easiest way is intermediate operations will return stream as a output. If you see this one, you can see stream is the return type of this. And here even case of count, if you see, right, count is returning long, which means it's an terminal operation. But let's see the limit. So by seeing limit and count, right, it looks like both are at the terminal operation. But if you hover on limit, you will get to know basically it is returning stream. So which means it's an intermediate operation. Here we have to print two even numbers. So next what we have to do is we have to write some terminal operation. So we can take this out and we can use it here. And just to avoid confusions, let's comment out the previous two outputs and let's run it. So you can see only two numbers got printed. So that's the next variation. So what else interviewer can ask? So we have an array here. So instead of list, interviewer may give an array of numbers to perform the same operation. But if you see this numbers carefully, right? So numbers is an integer array. There is no method called stream. Okay. So how to achieve stream or how to stream the numbers? So what we can do is we can use arrays dot stream and we can pass numbers to that, and after that we can perform the same operation. Let's say we want to print odd numbers. Just to differentiate between these two, the list one and the array one, I'm just changing a question a bit. So we want to print odd numbers. First thing is we have to create stream out of this, and after that we have to pass the logic and print it. So since we are interested in odd number, it should not be divisible by 2. So let me comment this line and let's see what it prints. So you can see it is printing all the odd numbers. So this part is also clear for us. Change. So the next variation of the problem could be interviewer may ask you to put the result into a list or a set. Let's take this first half of the solution, and only the thing which we have to do differently is we have to collect the result. So we have to collect the result and we have to put it into a list. So you can see it's showing a collector.toList. So what this yellow means is this result is not being consumed or not being stored. So what we have to do is we have to store the result in a list of integers. Since we are collecting the result into a list, let's call it as list, and we can print here. If you want to check the values, you can print here and you can see the result here. It's 10, 8, 98 and 32. So we are printing the even numbers, so it's working fine. So I hope you understood how you can find even odd numbers using list of numbers, an array of numbers, and different variations of the same problem. I hope it's useful for you. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon. If you have any suggestions or any questions, then you can share that using comment section. Thank you.